There are countries across the world that have provided internet access as a public utility. The challenge is you have all these internet service providers that need to make money. But low-income families should have access to something simple as access to the internet. It doesn't need to be at a highest bandwidth, but as long as they're able to do basic things, that will be something very exciting to see potentially. And I know CETF has done that for the past 10 years. I've been working with CETF for the past 10 years through 2 nonprofit organizations. My first interaction with CETF was back in 2006 when we received a stimulus grant from the Obama administration to provide digital literacy training, broadband adoption, and technology training to low-income families across the state. And at that time, we received a grant to make sure that we were not only able to help those low-income families, but also to empower them to get that necessity. Because I believe the internet is not a luxury. It used to be a luxury back in the days. Now it's a necessity. Every low-income family needs access to the internet for banking, for homework, for research, prescriptions. And back in the days, back in 2006, it was a little challenging to make sure the families understood what the concept was. So CETF had the opportunity to create this idea that we were going to underserved communities, even rural communities, to let families know, hey, there's an opportunity for you to be part of this, and we want you to get on the wagon because this wagon is going to change your life. I still believe we need to do more. Even though it's 84% broadband adoption through the California Emerging Technology Fund, there are still communities out there that don't even have access to the internet. There are families that don't even have a computer. Yes, they do have a smartphone, but tell me if you're a high school senior trying to apply for college and trying to use your thumbs for an essay for a scholarship. It doesn't work. I believe that we still need to continue to find true champions within those communities that can continue to deliver the message to empower families to use the internet. And not just for fun or for education, to improve their lives, for jobs, for banking, for even resources. So I believe that we need to continue to help those local communities understand not just to get access or what the people call it get online, but also how to stay online to benefit themselves. So we need to continue to create larger campaigns, but also bring it down at the local level so those families will trust the message and get on the wagon. I think that also the biggest need I see right now is that families still need equipment. They need hardware. It's one thing to have internet access, but it's also one thing to be educated what type of hardware you need to have at home. And for me, it's always a computer with the keyboard. It's great that everyone is using tablets and smartphones, but I'm old school. I go back to how I learned to use technology, and I remember it was a 386 computer with a large keyboard. And when you see young people, when you see kids, when you see families using the computer with the keyboard and using a desktop computer, there are a lot of different things you can do and probably more than just a smartphone or a tablet. So I feel that we need to continue to work with tech companies, giants in California, to provide that hardware to low-income families. Comcast is a great example. They're already doing that by providing internet access. Now we need the hardware. And if we get access, hardware, and training, that family becomes financially stable for the rest of their lives. I've seen it. I have connected more than 6,000 families to the power of the internet since I started doing this work. And I will continue to do that until I can. I've seen the power of it. You're looking at myself, an immigrant that came to this country, had no idea about the internet, had no idea about a computer, and now I'm teaching and empowering families and young people to choose technology as a vehicle to improve their lives. I've seen the impact in underserved communities like Catley-Orosi, Pixley, San Ysidro, Bakersfield, Oakland, Sacramento, even in the heart of San Francisco where there's still a digital divide. Even though there are so many tech companies out there, we still work with low-income families to ensure they have access to that necessity. It's not a luxury. And if we give them access, they're going to take ownership, they're going to become accountable, and I use the technology to improve their lives. Because to me, the internet allows you to become financially stable. I can go on and on for hours, but I remember this family that lives in Bayview District. They're from Guatemala, and the daughter didn't have internet access at home nor a computer. And I remember the first time they came to MEDA to receive access to the Comcast Internet Essential program, they didn't believe the cost. It was $9.95. It's still $9.95. You will get access to a free wireless router. And then we as an organization have a refurbished program where we provide a computer for every family that gets connected to the internet. Well, make the story short, the family received internet access, received a computer, and the daughter now it's about to graduate from high school. She improved her grade point average by 1.0 by just having access at home. And Bayview neighborhood in San Francisco is one of the roughest neighborhoods in San Francisco. So imagine her, a teenager, trying to go to the library, where the library only gives you 30 minutes access for the internet. Now she has access at home, and the whole family is benefiting from access to the internet. Even the dad communicates with his family in Guatemala. To me, that's the power of the internet. You give access to someone, you give a computer, and you allocate the relevant training or content, that family continues to improve themselves.